Hello students, welcome to this video. Students, I have made this video based on a very important lesson of grammar, and that is tense, and this video is especially for class 6 students. Students, in this video we'll understand about tense very nicely, and in a very brief way, very simple way, I'll try to make you understand about the various tenses. So first of all, students, let us try to understand what is tense. Sometimes what happens, most of the students, they mistake that tense is just about time. It's not just about time, let me tell you. The word tense, it is a form, okay? Let me tell you, it is a form, and that form is taken by the verb to show up to what extent that verb takes. Maybe it may be related to the time it takes to complete the action. It can be about how long the action continued, and about the completeness, when that action got completed. So tense is always related with the verb, and it's the verb, through the verb the tense can be understood. So it's very important that you understand the verb first. You all know there are two types of verbs, auxiliary verb and the main verb in a sentence. So you should know very nicely about the use of these verbs. Another very important thing I'll tell you is you should also know the list of the three forms of verbs: first form, second form and third form, because in my next video I'll be talking about all that. I'll be dealing about the different tense forms. So when I talk about the different tense forms, we'll require these three forms of verbs as well. So students, the tense of a verb is its form that indicates the time, continuance and the extent of completeness of its action. When the action got completed, how long the action continued, and the time when the action took place is indicated by tense. We have three main tenses. The present tense, which talks about the action completed in the present. Present means now, present. Then past tense, we have the action already got completed, already that time already passed, so that is the past. And future tense, that means it has not yet come, it has not yet started, it will start in the future. So that is about the future tense. I'll tell you some examples, like the baby cries for milk. So cries is the present form of the verb. Now the baby cries for milk. When you want to find out in which tense, whether the sentence is in present tense, past tense or future tense, you look at the verb. The verb will indicate that. So cries is present form. So you can understand that sentence is in present tense. Baby cries for milk, that is in the present. If I say the baby cried for milk, cried is the past form, so that will be in the past tense. And if I say the baby will cry for milk, that means I'm talking about the future tense. The baby has not yet cried. When the baby wakes up, it will cry for milk. So based on that, as I told you, we have three tenses: present tense, past tense and future tense. Let us try to understand this in different forms. Now there may be different types of sentences we may come across, such as the sentences can be, the present tense can be expressed in affirmative sentence, it can be in negative sentence, it can be in interrogative sentence, and also in interrogative, negative interrogative sentences. Not only present tense, even past tense as well as future tense can be expressed like that. Why I'm saying this? Because every time you won't just get assertive sentences, statements. Sometimes you may get negative sentence, sometimes you may also come across interrogative. That interrogative may be affirmative or sometimes it may be negative. So we'll discuss about the examples of all that. Generally, when you talk about the auxiliaries, okay, the helping verbs, you know sometimes the helping verbs takes the place of main verb also in the sentence. Whenever you come across the be verbs such as am, is, are, these three are also called be verbs. So whenever you see them in a sentence, they indicate that the sentence is in present tense. Suppose if I say, he is a good boy, it is present. They are hardworking people, present. I am teaching grammar, present, am is there. So generally am is used with I, which is first person singular. And then based on the subject, if the subject is singular, you will use is. If the subject is plural, you have to use are in the sentence. And you can write a sentence in the present form. They are going to the party. They are playing cricket. They are not good people. All these are in present tense. When you make the sentence negative, what you have to do, just after the verb, you have to use not, N-O-T, not. If there are be verbs in the sentence, just after the be verbs, you can add not. Suppose she is a graceful lady. If you want to make that sentence negative, what will you do? You will add not after is. She is not a graceful lady. Suppose there is a sentence, affirmative sentence. I am afraid of him. If I want to make it negative, then what will I do? I'll write, I am not afraid of him. Not is added just after am. You are ignorant of the fact. That is an affirmative. If I have to make it negative, what will I do? I'll write, you are not ignorant of the fact. So this was about affirmative sentence and negative sentence. He is playing cricket, he is not playing cricket. He goes to the market, he doesn't go to the market. Okay, so likewise we can change a sentence from affirmative to negative, and we can write it in present form. Then sometimes you may come across interrogative sentences also. Interrogative sentences are question sentences, and that interrogative sentence can be affirmative as well as it can be negative too. Suppose if I make a question, there also what happens when we write interrogative sentences, what we do, the be verbs come to the beginning. And suppose if there is no be verb in the sentence, suppose he plays cricket, no be verb. So we will add the forms of do, does. If subject is plural, then we will use do. If subject is third person singular, does. Does he play cricket? Do you play cricket? Like that, we can form a question. Is she a graceful lady? Is a question sentence. Am I afraid of him? Are you ignorant of the fact? So what we have done, the be verbs we have brought to the beginning, and then we have composed the sentence. Now, as I told you, the interrogative sentence can be both affirmative as well as negative. So let us learn how to make negative interrogative sentences. As I discussed, the be verbs will come to the beginning, and be verb plus subject plus not. After the be verb, subject will come. After the subject, you can add not to make negative interrogative. For example, is she not a graceful lady? Am I not afraid of him? Are you not ignorant of the fact? So these are the examples. And like that, we can write different forms of sentences: affirmative, negative, interrogative sentences in the present form. That was about the present tense, students. Each tense has got 4 different forms. That one I'm going to discuss in a different video. Next, we will discuss about the past tense. Past tense, as I told you, it means that the action already took place in the past. For example, if I say, Gandhiji was a great leader. He is no more now, no? He is no more alive. It was in the past. I was afraid of him. That was again in the past, not of the present. You were ignorant of the real facts. In the past, not now. We were far away from home. The players were very tired. It was hot and stuffy yesterday. Now, when you talk of be verbs here, we talk of 2 verbs mainly. One is was and the other one is were. was and were. If the subject is singular, you have to use was, and if the subject is plural, you have to use were. Suppose he was going to the party, or in other words you can say he went to the party. So he was going to the party, they were going to the party. Okay, subject plural were, subject singular was. Then we need to know about negative sentences. Not will be inserted just after was or were in the sentence. She was a graceful lady, she was not a graceful lady. Okay, you were ignorant, you were not ignorant of the real facts. The players were very tired, the players were not very tired. To make interrogative, what we need to do? Was or were will come to the beginning, and if no was were, then you can use did. You can use did, it is the past form of do. She is a graceful lady, was she a graceful lady? Was I afraid of him? I was afraid of him, so it will become was I afraid of him? Were you ignorant of the real facts? Were the players very tired? See, all these sentences are in interrogative form. Next we'll move to the negative interrogative part. Was, again, was or were will come at the beginning, then the subject, then not. Was she not a graceful lady? Was I not afraid of him? Were you not ignorant of the real facts? Were the players not very tired? See, all these sentences are in negative interrogative form. So this was about the past tense. Different sentences we can express in the past tense. It can be affirmative form, it can be negative form, it can be interrogative form, and it can be negative interrogative form. Okay, now let us move to the future tense. In the future tense also we have affirmative forms, and usually we use will or shall with the future form. For example, Mr. Gupta will be a great leader. Future tense. I shall be afraid of him. Future. You will be ignorant of the real facts. Generally, to express simple future, shall is used with first person, and similarly will is used with second and third persons to talk about just simple future. Okay, if there are some conditions like promise, determination, threat, warning, this sort of things, then will can be used with first person. Similarly, shall can be used with second and third person to talk about this type of situations. Or else, just for simple expressing simple future, use shall with first persons, and will with the second and third persons. We shall be far, far away from home. Rina will grow up into a graceful lady. The players will be very tired. It will be hot and stuffy tomorrow. So all these sentences indicate that the action will take place, will occur, okay, or it will happen in the future. Negative sentences, what you will do? Just after will or shall, you have to use not. Rina will not grow up into a graceful lady. I shall not be afraid of him. The players will not be very tired. You will not be ignorant of the real facts. To make it interrogative, what do you need to do? Bring will and shall to the beginning, then subject, and the sentence will be in interrogative form. Do not forget to put question mark. Will Rina grow up into a graceful lady? Shall I be afraid of him? Will you be ignorant of the real facts? Will the players be very tired? These are the sentences in interrogative form in the future tense. Then negative interrogative, will or shall plus subject plus not. Will Rina not grow up into a graceful lady? Shall I not be afraid of him? Will you not be ignorant of the real facts? Will the players not be very tired? So these sentences talk about negative interrogative sentences in the future tense. So after this discussion, I hope you will be able to read a sentence and tell me in which tense is that sentence, whether it is in present tense, past tense or future tense. For example, if I ask you a question, Raju was a notorious thief, how will you identify that sentence? You will have to look at the verb. It is was, and I've told you was comes in the past tense. Was or were come in the past tense. So you can say that sentence is in past tense. The sky is overcast with clouds. Is comes in the present. So you will write present tense. Likewise, after this, along with this video, I'll give you some sentences and you will have to identify and you will have to write the tense of that sentence: present tense, past tense, future tense. And in the next class, I'll also give you some questions where you have to use am, is, are correctly, was, were correctly, and also will be or shall be correctly with the sentences. So we have a more discussion on that. I'll make some more videos on the continuation of this lesson, but before that there are some exercises for you to do and you'll have to do it. Watch the complete video so that you don't get confused. I summarize the thing. Present tense verb will be in present first form, past tense verb will be in the second form, it is past form, and future tense you will find will or shall, will be, shall be in the sentence. That is an indication to know that the sentence is in future tense. So with this, I'll conclude this video here. Thank you so much for watching it.